In the tight fight for the 28 seats in Karnataka, the Congress is pitching it as a fight of ideas. Rahul Gandhi has spoken about it as a fight for the constitution and to save democracy. But there is another person who is in not the fray this time, but who is in the Maidan, as it were, campaigning for democracy. Actor, former candidate from this very Lok Sabha constituency, and now campaigner Prakash Raj with us. Who, sir, are you actually campaigning for?
For the people. For the people of this country. I'm a voter now. I'm not a candidate. So I'm spending time with all the voters of this country. I was in Trivandrum yesterday. I was in Tamil Nadu. I'm here. And I'm going to cross across the country, sitting with people, because it is the people who bring in the change. The power structure of our constitution, of democracy, is from the bottom, not from the top. When the narrative says that who have won the elections are powerful, not the people, we need to save that narrative and talk to people and discuss with them to what are the questions we need to ask before we vote.
And what are those questions?
What's happening? What has happened for the last 10 years? What was promised? What was delivered? Do you think it has delivered? Let us talk to ourselves. We were delivered a lot of things. There were a lot of guarantees, but they have turned out to be without warranties. And they are now new, fresh guarantees. So let us remind those people who guaranteed us that what did you say and what have you done? You had said in 2015 that you'll have 100 smart cities in this country. Please show me 10. Because you promised 100 smart cities. Have you delivered in 10 years? Please show me 10 of them. You said every MP of mine will adopt a village and we will bring in a model village. Show me one village, which is a model village. You had promised 2 crore jobs. But why is for 10,000 jobs, 50 lakh youngsters are applying, and why are you doing lathi charge on them? You had promised to solve the farmers' problem. Why are they protesting? Why are you digging roads to stop them? We want to ask these questions, remind them of the promises for which they came to power. And I'm asking the people, think before you vote. Because it is you who brought them up. Now it is for you to question, because it is our right to question. Why is questioning against the nation? Why is anybody who questions is called Tukde Tukde gang? Why is anybody who questions is called urban Naxals? Please answer. We just want answers. If they don't give answers, then we have to take it up in our hands.
Since you mentioned urban Naxals, it was mentioned very recently by the Prime Minister
also,
when he was speaking in Rajasthan. He spoke about the whole concept of redistribution of wealth and how this is an urban Naxal thought, because you're essentially saying that you're going to take money away from people and you're going to give it presumably not just to those who deserve it, but specifically to the minorities.
Why did he say that? He is quoting a Prime Minister who said it a decade back. He has been in power in the last 1 decade. Why didn't he talk about that? Why is he misleading the people? Now when the fact check came, it was about the minorities. It's about the women. It's about the children. It's about coming out. Especially in the first phase when you came in, it was not there. Are you rattled? Are you rattled after the 101 constituencies which has gone through the elections? Have you got reports that you're not making it? Are you seeing that the South is rejecting you? Now you go up north and you think that this narrative will work there? How can you stoop down? You say sabke saath sabke vikas. Why are you separating? Why are you breaking the people? What are you talking? See, look at the language.
So if I may actually...
Mangal Sutra. What does it mean to remove a Mangal Sutra of a woman? It is killing their husband, removing their identity. Did that manifesto or did that speech say that we will take away from them and give him? It is like telling children, if you don't eat, kaya jayega, ye aa jayega. Wahi to kar rahe hain. He can't stoop down to that.
But like when he went to Aligarh, that he said in Baswada, in Rajasthan.
But what
then
he said is wrong, right?
So,
he is setting up a narrative. See, please read between lines. Please read the violence in it. Please read the polarization in it. We did not vote you up for that. सबके साथ सबका विकास होना चाहिए. In 10 years it has not happened. 10 years you don't remember it. Why are you talking?
The
See,
BJP.
when he comes, we are questioning the narrative. When he comes here to Tamil Nadu, when he came to Tamil Nadu, he talked about Kachativu, a 1.5 kilometer, a small little island, which their government was there. They didn't ask. He are questioning this. Why are you not answering when we are asking what happened to thousands of square meters China has taken? Why don't you talk about that?
Since you're
So
talk-
that is a narrative he is fixing. We are not going to fall trap for it.
Since you're talking about narrative, when the Prime Minister spoke again about this redistribution of wealth in Aligarh, he said, this is basically just window dressing that the Congress does, what they've done in their manifesto, because when it comes to actual empowerment, they did not stand up for abolition of triple talaq. They did not do anything to expand the Hajj quota. We have done it, so we are into actual empowerment.
I am not interested in his oratory skills. The cat is out of the bag. We can see his narrative. We can see his narrative very clearly. We have been asking questions. Talk about what you have done in 10 years. No? You will not talk about it. You will talk about Nehru. You will talk about Tipu Sultan. You will talk about religion. You will talk about polarizing. Your hatred is seen very clearly. Seen very clearly. You should say that Congress is trying to appease, they will not give it. I will look after you. He is not saying that. He is not saying minorities, Muslims, they have not done anything for you. I am going to do. No. He is telling one section of the people that your money will be given to them.
But no, actually that is
polarizing. Don't.
No, but that is what he is saying.
Me. No, he is not saying that.
No, but he
He
did.
is not saying that.
He did say that. For example, let me.
We don't have enough time to fact check again.
No, but
if
just-
you want to argue on his behalf, no.
No, I
This is my
don't.
stand.
I am just quoting a specific part of what he said.
Yes.
For example, he said, I am here to empower Pasmandas.
Why didn't he do
Why
it?
doesn't
Why did he not do it all these years? What has he done?
But he did feel, the BJP did feel Pasmandas for the local body elections in Uttar Pradesh. More than 100 Muslims, including Pasmandas, were fielded.
His hatred is very clear. His hatred to minorities, his hatred towards the community is in his blood. Okay? It is not him. It is an organization which speaks. He represents it. He is shameless. He is a liar. He has been lying. Now, you are saying about this one incident just 2 days before the elections. I am asking what he did for 10 years. Will you please ask him, the Mahaprabhu, to show me 10 smart cities? Will you ask the Mahaprabhu to tell? I'm not bothered about all this Congress. I'm not bothered. We are not worried about two political parties fighting. We, the people of the country, don't belong to any political party. Political parties have their leaders, their karyakartas. We are not interested in it. We are worried about us. We are permanent. We have voted you into power. We, the people of this country, voted Congress out of power. You did not win. We sent them. We brought you. After you come in, what have you done? What happened to your promises? Why are you guys not answering those questions first?
As a person,
This is the secondary. Last 2 minutes you will come. You are blaming Congress. That is your fight. We are not interested in you both fighting, saying they did not do, we will do. We are least bothered. We the people are asking, what you promised, have you delivered? They did not deliver, we have thrown them out. You have not delivered. Please answer that.
as a voter of this country, what do you make of the idea of wealth redistribution? If today someone was to say, I am going to survey the wealth of Prakash Raj, I'm going to survey the wealth of X, Y, and Z, and equally distribute it to everyone in this country. In principle, do you think it is feasible or practical?
It is not practical, it is not feasible. It cannot be a law. It is an idea. It is an idea of empowering all people. Please read it, that speaks clearly. It is an idea that we need to look into, give them equal opportunities. It is not taking money from you and giving. It is not that. But with this government, there is no redistribution. The minute they know somebody has money, there will be an ED raid and they will take the money. That's how they have taken with bonds. That is what they have taken. Whoever doesn't give are inside the jail. Who have given are in the washing machine and they are very pure. Now, when a prime minister talks about eradicating whatever this money laundering is, what is he doing? 60% of people in the party are the rogues from the other parties only, no? How did they become pure? And he is making a joke of a parliament. India has 500 plus parliamentarians who have to represent their states, their problem, the aspirations of their constituency. But he wants somebody who will only talk about him. They have candidates like a candidate who will say the first Prime Minister is Subhash Chandra Bose. What will she talk about the future of this country, of the laws of this country? Somebody who played Ram many years back is suddenly a candidate, and we all go and ask them, what will you do in politics? I will learn on the way. Is it something to learn on the way? Are you making joke? Mera muh dekhe vote karo. No. That is not the constitution. That is not the spirit of democracy. Is he going to then, bring
But all these
500
people,
Modis?
all these people have fought elections earlier as well. Arun Govil has earlier campaigned for the Congress party. This is nothing new, certainly.
Nothing new, but you said change, no? You are the same, accept that, no? Let us decide. Why are you not letting us decide? You should not talk. You are urban Naxal. You are. I am talking to people. We are asking you a question. Why are you asking a question back? Why are you talking?
So, in principle, you don't agree with the wealth redistribution idea. You think it is more in the realm of ideas than actual
The
implementation.
concept which Narendra Modi or you people have understood it, no? That nobody can do it. You have not understand the spirit of that. You have misread the expression.
Not actually. I mean, what was exactly said was that we will do the socio-economic.
It is your opinion.
No, not an
What
opinion.
exactly said is my opinion.
No, I am quoting.
Leave it.
I am quoting
Leave
what
it.
Mr.
I am
Gandhi
not
said.
interested in that.
But
I am
I
asking you basic, genuine questions.
can only understand what is told to me. If Mr. Gandhi is saying,
Where are the jobs?
okay, all
What
legitimate
happened
questions.
to the farmers? What is
All
happening to
legitimate
Manipur? What is
questions.
happening in Ladakh?
All
What is
legitimate
happening in Ladakh?
questions.
What is happening in Ladakh? You promised. You promised you will give state right to Ladakh. You promised in the last manifesto that you will give 2 MPs. What are you doing now? You will put 144 section. If they protest, if they remind you. If they say we are going to see the border and see how much of China has taken, you will put 144. For the next 2 months, where Ladakh, only this tourism is their bread and butter, you will make them foodless. This autocracy, this arrogance doesn't work.
When you
Let
take
us decide. No? This is our argument. As the people of this country, we are going to question, revisit all his promises. Let us take a decision.
to play the devil's advocate, these were pretty much the arguments you had made in 2019 also. And at that time, when you had contested from Bengaluru Central, you had said, I want to be the voice of change. But the people did not reciprocate. You got less than 4%.
is okay.
Why do you think people will buy this argument now? That they won't buy into what the BJP is saying, that genuine work has happened.
The point is whether buy or not, my integrity is strong. I'll continue to do it. In this country, victory and failure is of not individuals. If you choose right, it is people's victory. If you choose wrong, it is people's failure. Now I will continue the discussion because the people of this constituency know. I had promised you elect me, I'll be your voice. If I don't, you elect me also, I'll be your voice. I worked here, I've adopted villages, I've adopted schools, I've given ambulances, I've worked during COVID, and I'm here also saying, this time guys, I've come here not to ask your vote, but let us discuss. Was our vote right?
But if today
Because
any
we
of
have
these...
to vote again. Let's decide, think for some time, have a conversation before we vote. Simple.
But if any of these people were to come to you and say, vote for who? Which party will you tell them to vote?
That they should decide. They should question both the parties, any political party, what they promised, what they delivered. You decide. You have a feel. I should not say don't vote for him. I should not say that. I have to have a conversation. We have to have a discussion. We have to understand, remember, remind ourselves, and then do. Because we may also make mistakes. We might have been brainwashed to vote somebody. But have you realized is what I want to know? Why shouldn't I do that?
Do you think that the state government in Karnataka is doing a job that you approve of?
Karnataka state government?
Yeah.
Did I choose the government?
I mean, I'm assuming that you are a voter here and you would have chosen somebody.
You will assume anything. Do you see me with any of this Karnataka
Do
Congress?
they measure up to your ideals of good governance?
Did you see me? Did you see me standing with any of these political leaders in the last 5
As a
years?
voter, are they measuring up to your expectations?
I think they are more secular. This state has become more secular because of Siddaramaiah. I am not talking about a party. We have a local leader who is not a national leader, and our local leader is more popular than your national leader in this state because he has been through his life talking about secularism. He has behaved as a secular chief minister, and he has brought in rules as a secular chief minister. We are safe with him. Yeah. But this is a national election, so we need to think. We are not electing a state government. We are clear about that too. So we are having a discussion. Is a national party which had promised, are they worth it or not? It's a discussion I would like to have with all my chalams.
It's interesting you mentioned secularism because we are in a period where a couple of things have happened. There were pro-Pakistan chants which were raised inside the assembly. Arrests were made for that. Rameshwaram blast happened. Then a boy was apparently beaten up for playing the Hanuman Chalisa. And now there is the murder of Neha Hiremat in Hubballi. All of this is being quoted as an example of how things have nosedived in Karnataka.
How come in an area one person, whoever has done all these activities, are punishable? It is wrong. We say it. You also say it. Now Neha, whoever has killed her, we are not worried about where he belongs to, which district. He is a man, he has done a grievous crime. They have arrested him, they take it. Now why are you making a political issue of it, polarizing? Why are you bringing religion into it? At the same time, if we have to talk, we don't speak that language. There's a whole Muslim community which was killed by a Hindu. Did we make that into an issue? No. We said he is wrong. Because it was some love story and he was mentally disturbed. He did it and he has been punished. Why are you making it a political issue? Why are you making it into a religious issue? You come down there sitting and protesting. You are not doing anything to that. We are worried about that. We are not worried about you building a Ram temple. All of us are Bhakts. Everybody has their own religion. But why are you making it political? When you go to people, instead of showing 10 smart cities, why are you saying, I built Ram temple? You are not supposed to do it. No? I have come here to speak. The election commission says you are not supposed to take names of a party and a people. But why is it not for him? I am not contesting. As a citizen, I am not supposed to talk. What is this?
So, final question that I want to ask you. The BJP is accused of making Muslims invisible, electorally in other ways. But ironically, in Karnataka, only one Muslim has been fielded by the Congress party. In Rajasthan, they have fielded none. Why is that? Why are all political parties slowly wary of engaging with the community?
Why are you getting into that trap again? Talk about candidates. This country in the last 70 years, whether it is Congress or other parties or BJP, you have all of you have killed the spirit of the Constitution. The Constitution of this country, the system, a common man is not supposed to elect a Prime Minister. You are supposed to elect your representative who listens to you. But you people, all political parties, have not even made it sure that you should vote. They have not been able to reach to people and saying vote. So we now, as a country, as a citizens, we have seen enough. Again, you are bringing in about a candidate. They may not.
But it is, right? Because because what do we always argue? What do we always argue? That the BJP doesn't have any Muslim minister, or that they don't have any Muslim MPs.
Muslim candidates is BJP.
They don't, but then they are open about it. As opposed to a Congress which says we speak for them, but yet you give one guy a ticket.
Don't get me into Congress BJP fight. I am going to talk with the establishment which is ruling this country.
Because you brought up the issue of secularism, so I asked.
Common man. Whether I voted for Narendra Modi or BJP or not, you are still my Prime Minister. You are still the ruling government. I have every right to ask you a question. You have to answer my questions. I am bigger than you. I pay taxes. You run our country with our money. Okay? You came and begged and said we will look after the country. I am asking that. You both fight. Don't bring it to me.
Right.
No, don't come to me. Why are you asking us to get into a match? No. We want to know, will you deliver? If somebody comes, we will ask him the same question. This is our country. This is my money. It is none of your business not to answer me. You have to answer me. Don't tell me that I am that side, this side. BJP maybe. What is their percentage? 33%. Out of 100% of voters. The whole country is not BJP. If in Karnataka, if it is Congress, what, 42%? Whereas 68 are not Congress. Please. People who voted for Congress are not Congress. People who voted for BJP are not Congress. They are common citizens of this country with a hope that these guys will come. This will deliver something. We are asking, why have you not delivered? Please.
Thanks very much for speaking to us with the video journalist Gopal Dutt in Bengaluru, Padmaja Joshi for Times Now.